Jak odpowiadać na potrzeby użytkowników? Może pytanie jest proste, ale odpowiedzi będzie parę. Usiądźcie wygodnie. Nie chciałbym, żeby nasz gość już za chwilę na scenie musiał przebijać się gdzieś przez jedne, drugie, trzecie hałasy. Jak wy współpracujecie? Boże. Prowadzący mówi ciszej, a tu nagle cisza. Ostatnio przez godzinę w klasie mojej córki próbowałem ich nauczyć robić filmy. To tam przez godzinę właściwie przebijałem się przez ich dyskusje własne. Jestem ciekaw, co z tych filmów wyjdzie, ale bardzo miłe, ciekawe nowe pokolenie, gdzie trzeba będzie zupełnie inaczej kupować uwagę, odpowiadać zupełnie inaczej na potrzeby tych młodych użytkowników. Zapraszam na scenę i poproszę was o gromkie brawa Nir Manor, Future Mind. Hello Nir, the stage is yours. Feel free to join us. To co, jeszcze raz? Brawa.
Thank you. I see that people are still sitting, so give you another moment. So, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for the opportunity to speak here in English. My Polish is not good enough. And I would like to share with you a very interesting technology today that solves a big problem that we are having here on the stage. How can we personalize while we have many disruption related to privacy and data, etc., etc. So that's the topic for today. A little bit about me. I was the founder of 3 retail technology companies. The last company that I had was sold to Nielsen. I was vice president at Nielsen for a few years. And since 2015, I focus my time on retail technology ecosystem as an advisor, sometimes as an investor. I work with quite a few solutions in the retail tech ecosystem. You can see different names here, and there are more. And I'm working in collaboration with Future Mind on many projects with many technologies. So thank you again, Future Mind, for inviting me today to this. And let's talk about our topic. So if we take a bit of a wider perspective and see where we are now, we started the whole thing with targeting back in the 50s with radio, and then TV came, and we broadcasted. We didn't know who is the target. We didn't have bioprofiles. And then with the technology in the year 2000, there was some digital advertising coming, understanding a little bit about the user and tailoring for segments. And then in the 2010s, and now we have mobile apps that are coming. You all in this ecosystem, so I'll not elaborate, just to see where we are. But now there is a new thing that's coming to the market. And this new thing is, we call it the global data and privacy disruption, because we see things coming from the operating system, no more cookies. Then we talk about Apple, IDFA, ID for advertising, is not given anymore. Android is changing opt-in, personalization, become more and more difficult. Then we have GDPR, more strict, more rules. Already companies getting fines. And the question is, what next? What next will come, and how we can accommodate the changes in this ecosystem. And then we talk about parties. Which party you like? So we all like third party. Third-party data, everybody used it, was very efficient. Unfortunately, this party is over. And the only party we have now is first-party data, zero-party data as well, but it's more difficult to achieve. So the focus is on first-party data. And then we want to understand what is happening. So we already see some impact with Facebook, at Facebook revenues. We see cost of acquisition going up. We see more difficult to track without IDFA. And companies are looking for first-party data, safe data, to be able to target and be efficient. And then there is a consumer, the customer around. What does he want? So Gartner say that since most of the products and services are, I would not say similar, but their differentiator is not very big. So the winners is about being customer experience focused and everything related to being relevant and being personal and being in the right time. And this one that we lead because it's more difficult to differentiate on the product itself. If you look at this very interesting study from McKinsey, you see that consumers want to be personalized, want to get personalized messages, they want to be able to get help with navigation, to give the right product in the right time, to tailor messages, etc., but they don't want to lose their privacy. So there is some inherent conflict, but obviously we see again and again in every research that customers are interested in relevant. Even more than this, companies that do not give relevant, customers are leaving them. There is a lot of churn because of that. So with all these things, we want to understand, okay, so who are the clients that deserve our personalization? So basically, only the one that you want them to come back. So unless you personalize, they will not. Now, so how can personalization and data privacy coexist? And this is the interesting part because technology is possible to solve this puzzle. Edge AI technology is coming up and becoming more and more available. Edge AI, it's a decentralized technology in which the algorithm, the brain, sits in the handset, in the phone itself, rather than in the cloud. And this is with this technology, it's possible to create algorithm rules and understand different points of the user from the phone itself without inflicting the privacy. This is the novelty of this technology, and the implication can be very interesting because it opens different ways to personalize and still be private focused. So if we look at this, there is this. If you look at the left side, in most cases, there is a cloud solution, and the marketing campaigns comes from the cloud to the phone. This is the usual way things are going. So basically, PII are taken to the cloud, and campaigns in this way or another, notification, whatever, anyway, are pushed to the phone. Okay? With analog technology, the campaign rules are made in the cloud, but the PII, the personal data, remains in the phone, and the campaigns are fulfilled in the phone itself without taking the PII, the personal data, from the phone to the cloud by default and by design. Of course, it's possible to do it, but by design, by default, you don't have to do it. The implications are that it's GDPR approved, friendly. It means that you reduce risk with data play by the operating system because what is processed on the phone is allowed by the operating system. And then it's possible to target and personalize user without collecting the data. So these are the advantages of this technology, of this solution. So if we look at if we take a closer look, how does it work? Basically, there is an SDK that goes into the mobile app and collect data. The SDK itself in the phone collect data from three sources of data. One source is everything that is happening inside the app or inside CRM, data that you have. It can be past purchasing data, it can be zero-party data that customers gave you, but everything that you have in your CDP, CRM. This is one layer. The second layer is everything that is happening on the phone. The setting on the phone, the connection, the peripheral that are used by the phone, how the phone is used. Again, it's the SDK looks at things related to the operating system in the phone, but all this data stays in the phone. Okay? The third layer is the world, the real world outside the phone, and this is by connecting to different sensors like accelerometer and Wi-Fi and GPS and Bluetooth and barometer, and there are 14 others that can give information from the real world, and the SDK can understand these data points and create some personalized targeting based on that. Okay? Now, what is happening with this is that it's possible to create very accurate profiles, to understand the moments. The moment, it means the routine of the user, how the user is moving in the space, and many other data points that are interesting for targeting, for understanding the user, for reaching out to him at the right time. But again, all this data stays on the phone. It doesn't inflict the privacy. And then another important point is that everything is happening in real time. There is no latency. If you do notification or things or campaigns from the cloud, there is some latency that can be 30 seconds, 45 seconds, sometimes more, and then sometimes you are not relevant anymore. For example, if you are in a process of purchasing something online or things like this, 30, 45 seconds can make a lot of difference, and we are talking about real time. Another important point is about deliverability of push notification. You may know that if a user is not opening the app for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, depends on the phone and the OS, he becomes dormant user. And dormant user, you cannot push notify. Dormant user, it's blocked. Since the Edge AI is creating the local notification on the phone itself, according to preset rules, then we can still make the notification even to dormant user, which immediately increases the possible reach, which is a very significant point. So all the personal data and everything is processed on the phone, and one very important point, all this is done on the phone. So you may think, well, it kills the battery. No, we have a usage of less than 1% battery a day, and this is one of the deep patents of this technology. So if we look at the main advantages, we look at very wide range of first-party data that become available, and I will elaborate in a moment. We are talking about you may understand data points about the user from day one, so you don't need to wait to accumulate transactions or visits. You can get very fast data, and it runs in the background, the SDK, and looked at the data points without sharing the data out of the phone. So if we look at the data points that we can look at, typically, if you look at your app, this would be the type of data that is available. It means we are talking about session, past purchasing, actions, payment, gift cards, journey, visits, etc. We can add a lot of different data points related to demographics, the lifestyle, specific moments, shift in behavior. You change where you live, you change where you work, and these sort of things. The SDK can understand. We can predict different things. We can understand the habits. We can understand the way you move. And all these things, again, stays on the phone, do not inflict the privacy, but enable you to do something with these data points. And then there is a big topic about predictions. Based on all these data points, we can predict many things to understand the user. So this one is a very interesting predictive model that predicts what is the right time to engage with notification with each user. And you may understand that each one has a different routine, and each one will be responsive to notification in a different time, okay? And the prediction is based on different data points. So you see a screen opens, so the Edge AI know that the screen open, and then when you are on the train, or where you are, anything that you do, again, the Edge AI, the phone knows this data is not leaving the phone, but it enables to give the notification in the right moment, okay? That's a crucial point. It's not leaving the phone, it just enables the targeting. And if you do that, it's no longer that you need to say, okay, at 8 p.m. I said push notification to everybody, which is not efficient. You will send the notification for each one in the right moment. And we see again and again that the click-through rate, when you do this prediction, is going to be 2 to 4 times what you would get without it. Okay? And that's a very significant change. I'm sure that you all agree. So this is one example of a predictive. I give another one. A lot of attention is given to churn. And churn can be people that uninstall. Churn can be people that just become dormant and not using the app anymore, or definitely not buying anymore from you. But then there is many ways to predict churn, and different data points can go inside the churn model. Things like a device model, things like how the person is uninstalling, what is the font size that we have in the operating system, different things that you would not expect that they will impact churn, do impact, okay? And this is because of the AI is finding within all these many data points, what are the data points that have an impact, and then runs the model. Basically, this type of models are very business specific. So we can predict various things. So it can be buying intention, it can be people that are planning to buy a new car, people that are planning to change their home. All these predictions are based on different data points that seems to be not necessarily relevant to the function, but to put them all together, they give a good prediction of what's going on there. So basically, I would like to summarize and talk about the key points here. So the key points that I mentioned is about first-party data. So first-party data is the only party in town, and we need to understand that, and we need to be able to establish first-party data from different data sources and expand them, and the ability to have what we call real-life data point about the user give you a much broader perspective compared to you as a mobile app owner or e-commerce owner, that your data point is coming primarily from the usage of your app or the usage of your website, and you see different things about the usage, but you miss many data points, you missed a lot about the user real life, okay? And this is why this solution is very, very exciting, because it can give you the ability to much understand better the user and get many data points. Many of them can be even non-PII, so non-personal. So you can understand about all your users, how many of them commute more than 30 minutes a day, how many of them are techies, how many of them have small kids, et cetera, and then you can target these users without inflicting them privacy. You know something about them, or rather the SDK, the technology knows, and then you can give them the right offer at the right time. If I go back to what consumer want, basically this is what consumer want. We want to relevant for me. If I don't have small kids, don't give me diapers. I don't want to see it, okay? And if you give me, you insult me. You don't know who I am. So and vice versa. So this is enabling to give the data that allows you to personalized or hyper-personalized. And when we say hyper, it means both very, very accurate data points about what we call micro-segments, and also very accurate moments. What is the right time to engage? Okay? And this, if you combine these two, you have a hyper-personalization that can be very, very effective in terms of any KPI, from click-through to conversion to at the end you can measure return on investment with ARPU, because the revenue per user will go up. So first-party data, privacy, personalization can coexist. It's possible with Edge AI. And we have to remember that you need to personalize, you need to give it the right value to be relevant to the user, and to be in the right context in order for him to respond, to be with you, not to churn, okay? And we mentioned some limitation of cloud. Cloud is very popular, becoming more and more popular, but cloud has some limitation that it's better also to be aware, because it poses some risk that you need to mitigate. So this is the question. And what do you do to be ready? There are different things to be. I mentioned few. I hope that something made sense here. And I would like to
if you have some questions, I have a mic, and I can share my mic with you, so feel free. I'm talking to the audience. If you have something special question to our guests, so we have 10 minutes for questions.
10 minutes, oh, that's good.
A little bit joking, but oh, okay.
Oh,
so feel
it.
free and wait for the mic. We'll be much more professional.
I would like to know how can we know if the user of the app is on the train, for example, or is eating lunch, or this kind of things, basing on what situation, what activities, how can we gather this kind of information? And it's quite private, I think. So how does it relate to this phrase that you wrote, that privacy can coexist with personalization? Thank you.
Thank you. Great question. So the way that we can know it is from the sensor of the phone, accelerometer, and we can identify that the movement is a movement of a train rather than a car or rather than something else. And back to your privacy question, we don't know it, and you don't know it. The only one that understands it is the technology that sits inside the phone, okay? This technology doesn't share the data out of the phone. That's why, according to GDPR, according to the Google rules, the Apple rules, data that processed on the phone does not inflict user privacy because we don't share it out. However, we can create a rule like this. If the technology, the SDK, feels that you are on the train for more than 10 minutes, for example, we are giving you a notification, local notification from the phone itself to give you an offer to download something or to do something, and this done locally from the phone without sharing the data. Nobody knows that you're on the train. The phone knows, the phone has rules, and by the rules we can target you when you're on the phone, on the train, without nobody knows it, okay? So according to every rule, to every paradigm from the operating system, you can do that, okay? But it doesn't inflict nobody's privacy because nobody knows it. I hope I answered you.
So, thank you very much. Any other questions? Yes. Give me a second. I'm a good runner.
Thanks. Hi. I have a question regarding this personalization. So if we don't actually get the data out of the phone, so how can you possibly train your algorithms that would really make meaningful predictions about whether this person on the train or anything else? And how can you get sufficient data in this world when data never leaves the phone?
Okay, so I will answer you in two levels. Angažuj has 50 million users that have the SDK inside, okay? And the model with them was that it's a long tail of many apps, and we are using them as a living lab, okay? So basically, we can make the prediction and see according to what is happening there. So we have this, so we know to train the algorithm based on the 50 million lab, and we don't do it with users that are on the mobile app of our clients. So to train the models, we can train the models, and then we implement the same models inside the app itself. This is definitely part of the patents that Angažuj has 25 patents. Some of them are about batteries, some of them are about this type of prediction, this type of algorithm, how they run, what they do, and it's, I would say, it's quite technical. If you really want to understand more, I'm willing to dive and to share, because the patents are available. We can share. You can see. It's of course there is IP that we don't share, but these are the things that we can share. So.
So thank you very much for the cooperation. Thank you very much for your presentation. Nira, Manora, Future Minds.